was looking at a lot of new stuff online, techniques and clips and this and that. And my mind kind of drifted back to the old days with Panther Productions, which is why I posted a image of the old Joe Moreira black belt home study course program. And yeah, that's marketing. Yeah, that's the way it was marketed back in the magazines in those days. And the first half actually was split into two. You had a home study course, white belt to black belt. Reality, the techniques are basically white belt through beginner purple belt stuff. And then there was a second one of specialty topics. I think one of them was Jiu-Jitsu versus Taekwondo and other martial arts, which, you know, I don't think there's a big of a threat from Taekwondo guys running around. Unless you watch that old movie with June Rhee when, you know, he had a kung fu movie called When Taekwondo Strikes, although technically that wouldn't be a kung fu movie if it was about Taekwondo, but I'm drifting. Anyway, I had the original series. I had purchased it in Asian World of Martial Arts in Philadelphia back in the day, and I had the two blue belt volumes, which are quite excellent. I can't speak for the whole series, but they were really good, and they're kind of worth checking out again. Even in the modern day, you might find them to be valuable because they focused on some basic fundamental stuff. If I remember correctly, there was a lot of collar choke stuff, and there might have been the clock choke sequence with the clock choke in there. It was either blue belt or on one of the other videos. But Joe did a good job of putting things in order, putting them in logical order and in a logical sequence. Now, Joe's accent is difficult to hear, and that can drag the videos down. Bottom line is, I don't consider them outdated. I think there's a lot of value to them. And sometimes when you turn back the clock and you look at an older video from him, you know, before some of the new modern jiu-jitsu stuff came out, you know, which quite honestly are just an evolution rooted in basic techniques, so you never really get away from your fundamentals or your core stuff. So those old tapes, they're worth checking out. I did have one of the specialty tapes. I had the footlock video. Kind of fun to look at in retrospect. Very basic by today's standards. There's probably nothing on there that you haven't seen before, but it is kind of neat to check that out in the lens of, you know, a historical lens.